Okay, I welcome you once again, all of you, the lecture series of electric power quality. So today is day 15 and 12th September 2020. So we are discussing the voltage regulation, performance of voltage regulation, chapter 3 or unit 3. So in this one, we are going to discuss about the how to improve the voltage regulation. Then what are the different types of voltage regulations? How this voltage regulation is present in the system. All these things are discussed in yesterday's class. Now today also we can see some basic uh, information regarding the yesterday class. Okay. Once again, you will see this. Okay, so in the last class you see what is voltage regulation. What is voltage regulation? So that is a measurement of sending end voltage minus receiving voltage. You can take it as a voltage regulation. Suppose this is Vs, this is impedance, this is load, Vr, you can call it as a Vr. Okay, so this we can call it as a R JXL or R plus JX or whatever it may be. This we can call it as Z. Z equal to R plus JX. If depends on the load, as I said, voltage regulation is mainly depends on the some loads also. Depends on the load. So the current it changes. Current changes. What will happen if the current changes? V is equal to IR. But here you can consider the impedance. So that's why you can write V equal to I into Z. So nothing but V is equal to the I into the R plus JX. You can see this. If the value of current is changes, what will happen? The total impedance is changes. If it is changes, what will happen? The total, this value is changes. This we can treat it as a voltage regulation. This is a voltage regulation. A very simple. So this is the sending end voltage VR. This is the receiving end voltage VR. So an ideal system we can consider Vs is equal to the VR, but it is not possible because of this impedance. If this impedance changes, the percentage voltage regulation it changes. The voltage regulation is increases. The more the percentage of the voltage regulation, nothing but that is the system has the more the losses because of the impedance changes. How this impedance changes in the system because of the different types of load, the current drawn by the system is changes. At the same time, you can consider the more number of cases is nothing but when the suddenly load on the system, or you can suddenly remove the load from the system, heavy loads, or you can use some capacitor banks in the system. What will happen? So many factors will indicate the changes of the current. So many factors. Okay, if any changes is happen, what will happen? This impedance changes. This impedance changes. If this impedance changes, the total voltage is changes. So that sending end voltage is changes, nothing but receiving end is changes. So that will leads to the more power quality issues or more losses in the system. Okay, to regulate this power quality, nothing but the voltage regulation, or to improve the voltage regulations. It's nothing but improvement means here we have to reduce the percentage of voltage regulation. We are using some devices. We have some devices are there. So these devices are we have discussed here today. 7 devices are there. This is first one, second one, then third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and 7 devices are there. The first one is the utility step voltage regulator. And second one is ferro resonance transformers. You know that what is that ferro resonance transformer is a constant voltage transformer, or you can also call it as a 1:1 transformer also. The next one is the electronic tap changing regulators, then magnetic synthesizers,
online UPS systems, motor generator sets, and static var compensators. I think you already discussed this one. These all the things are discussed earlier in the SAC cases. In the SAC cases, all the cases, the SAC cases. This five, this six, we are already discussed in the SAC to improve the SAC. How the sag is happen in the system because of the different types of load. When you correct this load voltages or currents, what will happen? If we maintain the impedance is constant, the impedance is maintained constant, so that leads to the constant voltage regulation, nothing but reduction of the voltage regulations. Okay, so these devices are used to maintain the voltages at a constant level. Okay, these devices are used to maintain voltages at load side voltages. Remember, at load side voltages, most of the devices you are using the load side. So load side we are using these devices to maintain the constant voltage levels. That nothing but the constant voltage levels is nothing but there is no changes in the terminal voltages. So there is no changes in the currents. So nothing but there is no changes in the voltage regulation. So we'll get this by using some of these devices. Okay, now see this first device, utility step voltage regulators. Utility step voltage regulators. So this is very much easier. You know that you see this, you know that every power system, it has an allowable voltage levels up to plus or minus 10%. We are not treating this plus or minus 10% as a fault or any deviations in the system. This is the base value plus or minus 10% value. A base value, a base voltage is nothing but it may be a 230 volt system, or that may be a 415 volts, or that may be a 11 kV, or whatever it may be. Base value plus or minus 10% is allowable in most preferable in distribution side. In some areas you can also consider only 5% in transmission side. But India is leading to plus or minus 10% to the 5%, because plus or minus 10% is also leads to some problems, because you know that what is voltage sag. You know that this is sag. A sag is nothing but 10% to the 90% drop, voltage drop. You can consider this 10%. Some situations it leads to the voltage sag cases. Okay, so this may also we are going to reduce this 10% also. Why this 10%? Because of these variations are normal in any power system. So we are designing any controllers or any circuit breakers or relays to do not operate within this voltage levels or ranges. Otherwise, what will happen if every time the load changes in the system? So every time you know that you cannot estimate whether you on the load, whether you have the load, your neighbor is on the AC, or some nearby area, some loads are improving, so building some apartment at the same thing. You know that you don't know whether which on which time the loads are changes. So that's why plus or minus 10% or plus or minus 5% use it for the allowable level. Beyond that levels, we can treat it as a quality issues, power quality issues. Now we are going to solve this power quality issues. One of the quality issue we can consider here a voltage regulation. So to reduce this voltage regulations, so one of the devices we are using is here utility step voltage regulator. This utility step voltage regulator is connected in nearly in the substation side. Substations. So this is the source side Vs, we are connected here Vs, this is the load side Vr. So simply I can draw a small here a source Vs, this is one transformer, this is substation side,
Again, this is the load. Here, here we are connected. Our device is here. Here we are connected utility step voltage regulator. This is Z. So in primary side, VS side, we are connected this primary. In secondary side here we are connecting this one, this side. This is the secondary side of this transformer. This is the secondary side. This is the primary. This is the primary side. This is the secondary side of the transformer. This is the second side. So this transformer is connected in different categories: star, delta. I mean for delta connections, and so many connections are there. So, but you know that when you are going to the large power system cases, or large voltage levels, nothing but 66 kV, 33 kV in transmission side on that side. So we are considering preferably each phase has some transformer, single transformer. Every phase has its own or single transformer. Each phase has its own transformer. So it is a three-phase system. You are considering for suppose it is a three-phase system. So every three-phase system, okay. So every three-phase system, we have the three transformers. These three transformers for three phases. Most of the cases for three phases, three transformers. Remember, each phase you are connecting the and single one. This one. Because you don't know which phase you are getting the power quality issues or voltage dips. You know that for suddenly there is a lightning hit by the any one of the phase. What will happen? The complete interruption is there and complete loss of voltage is there sometimes. So there are so many reasons behind this one. So that's why for the three-phase system you are connecting, each phase has a single transformer. Each phase has a single transformer. So in some cases we are connecting for delta also. On that time you are connecting only two transformers. For three-phase system also only two transformers is sufficient for delta connections. But for better performance of this transformer, you must connect the each phase per transformer. Each phase has one transformer. Okay. Now see this a very simple operation. This whenever the voltage is the voltage is drop in the system, this will connect to this one. So this will lead to the rise, nothing but increasing. This will lead to the increasing. This will lead to the increasing. Whenever that voltage level is lower, here or higher the voltage level, you are connecting this one. This will lead to the decrease in the voltage levels. Simply have tap changes. Here these are the tap changes. Tap changes. How many tap changes are there in this transformer? You have 32 steps. Yeah, 32 step taps here series. 32 steps tab changes you are using here. 32 steps. Yeah, this one 32 steps. So you can increase the voltage levels. Here we can move this one. We can decrease the voltage levels. We can move this side. Similar. That's it. Very easy one. Very easy transformer. It is look like a tab changing transformers. So we are using for can improve the voltage level. Can increase the level of voltages in the line, as well as we can reduce the level of voltages in the line. But remember, for the three-phase system, for each phase we are using a single transformer. But for three phases we are using the three transformers. Okay, this is the utility transformer. For steps it is operating. How many steps are there? 32 steps. It is operating in the 32 steps. Okay, next one, next device is ferro resonance transformer. So you can also call it as a constant transformer, or we can also can treat it as a 1:1 transformer. Remember, we can also consider this as the 1:1 transformer. Okay, we can consider it as a 1:1 transformer also. Nothing but 1:1 transformer means here the primary winding is equivalent to the secondary winding. A constant voltage levels. It is maintain the constant voltages at the primary side, at the same time secondary side. Primary as well as the secondary side. So this diagram we are already discussed in the voltage sag cases. You see this. This is a primary winding. So the secondary winding is subdivided into the compensate winding as well as the secondary. See this. Secondary winding is divided into the compensating as well as the secondary winding. So this you can connect this two compensating windings by using the one of the capacitor. At the same time, you can neutralize it by using the some winding, some neutralized winding. So simply we can see this simple diagram. So see this. This is the primary. This is the primary side. This is the secondary. Second, you see this. This is the circuit. Now this is the additional circuit we are using the transformer when compared to the normal transformers. An additional LC circuit. LC. A resonant LC. Now see this. A resonant LC is nothing but this one. This is the inductor. This one. This is the inductor. This is the L. Okay. This is the inductor. Now see this. This windings. This represents the inductors. So this is this winding. So secondary winding is divided into the two parts. One part we can consider as a LC resonance circuit, and another part we are connected to the AC side, some load. This will leads to the load. This will you can connect it to the load. This LC circuit will maintain the load side voltages is constant at any cases. Now see this waveform. This is the voltage. In this axis will represent the voltage. Okay, voltage level. This is the input voltage in this one. So this is the voltage levels of voltages. How much voltage it will drop or how much level of voltage it increases in the system. Okay. Now see this voltages, input voltage levels. This is the input current. Now see this. This is the input current waveform. This is the input current. Now see this. For suppose a 50 volt system, 50 volts, an input voltage. If the current is of now see this current waveform. Now see this current. A current is dropped to the 1.6 amperes. Now see this. This is output of the ferro resonance transformer. For any current level of the current or any level of the voltages, you see this. It maintain the now see this. Okay. For any level of the voltages, it maintain the constant. Now see this constant voltage. Because that's why you can call it as a constant transformer. See this. Any voltage level, you can see this level or this level or this level or any current levels, you can see this. Is maintain a constant voltage. A constant voltage. That's why you can call it as a constant transformer or 1:1 transformer. How you can achieve this one? Because of this resonance circuit. Because of this resonance circuit. Okay, this is the ferro resonance transformer. Then see, then another one is the electronic tap switching regulators. This is also somewhat equivalent to the some tap changes transformers. Somewhat similar to the tap changing transformers, but here we are using electronic tap changing transformers. And nothing but an electronic device or power electronic device, nothing but diodes or SCRs, IGBTs or MOSFETs. Okay, MOSFETs are used to control this device. Here they are using the triac. Here they are using the triacs. What is the advantage of this electronic tap changing switches? What is the advantage? It operates quickly, very quickly. When compared to the manual operating transformers, it's like when compared to the, you can see this one and compared to this one, utility step voltage regulators, and compared to this is very slow. This is very slow because manually you can operate it this one. So it takes some time to regulate the voltages. But here an electronic based. So these devices will senses the level of voltages in the system and immediately it acts. Immediately it acts, nothing but it connect the tap changes to this transformers. These are the tap changes. Immediately it acts and it connected to the. Now this is the some sensing the device. So this sensing device is given some signal to this triacs. So according to the level of voltage levels, so level of voltages. So these triacs are connected 1 or 2 or 3, 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 levels. Depends. So these are the sensing device. It's nothing but some relays, some PLCs. We are using some PLCs. Okay, some PI controllers. Okay, some PID controllers, some P controllers. These controllers will sense the voltage levels. So then this information is passed to this one. So according to this information, these triacs are connected these tap changes. These are the tap changes. Tap changes. So according to this one, so the voltage levels are whether that can inject the voltages or it can lower the voltage levels. So it can actually now see this very response that what is the response time? Half cycle. When you and once the system is identify the lower voltages or higher voltages, you can ask the system after the 1 point or after the half cycles. So this is somewhat a complicated circuit. So this is entirely depends on the this SCRs. So SCRs are nothing but the some diodes or whatever it may be. SCRs, diodes, or MOSFETs, or triacs here in this case they are using. So power electronic based this one. This one is the power electronic based. Power electronic based. Power electronic based this one. Okay. So this is one of the devices to regulate the voltage levels a constant. Okay. Now see the another one magnetic synthesizers. We are already discussed in the voltage sags cases, but once again see this magnetic synthesizers. Okay, once again see this. So in the input side, now see this in the input side, we are connecting energy transfer and line isolations. So here see this magnetic synthesizers names. Now see this, you can remember this name. In the output side, so you can connect the some energy storage device. So nothing but a capacitor bank. So this is the load side. This is the load side. So a capacitor bank is simply so it can supply the some voltage levels to the system. Okay, to supply the some voltage levels. Okay, it is very simple one, very simple one. The next one I can see the online UPS system. You are already this is also we are already discussed. Okay, this is also we are already discussed. An online UPS system. We have in this online UPS system, we are again considering to the 3 different categories. Some online UPS as well as some standby UPS as well as some hybrid UPS systems. Why these online UPS systems are used? So these online UPS systems are mainly used for the computers. So what is the intention of these online UPS systems? To provide the protection against the SAGs. The SAGs and to interruptions. You know that what is it is nothing but a backup. When you are writing some exams when you are writing some J&K online test or quiz, suddenly power get interrupted. So we are providing some backups on that time, some backup. So that backups you can call it as some online UPSs. Those are the UPSs, online UPS. Those are the three types, but the basic thing is same. But those are the three types. Okay. So now see this first one. This first one. So whenever there is no fault in the system, or whenever there is no interruptions in the power, so the power is goes to in this direction to the load. When there is a load here, this is the AC. When there is a load, so it can convert. So here a rectifiers, a battery bank, so backup to supply the power whenever the power interruption is happening in the system. It can convert into the AC to the DC side. So once the power is restored, so the switch is connected to this one. This is one. For suppose this is two. This is two. When the power is restored here, so so on that time, so the power is goes like in this way because this is open. So on that time, what will happen here? So this will charges the battery also. In the power interruption cases, what will happen here? So it will supply the some power to the loads. This is the online UPS. Okay, the standby UPS is also uh, same. So here some advanced one is the hybrid UPS. What is this hybrid UPS is done here, is did here? It's nothing but see this. The concept is same. When the power is interrupted, you can go this way, this way. Now see this way. Same look same as the Allen UPS. So when the power is in normal case, so the power is goes this line. When there is a fault in the system or a power interruption is happened, so it goes in this way. This way, it can supply the power bank. So again, it can convert some AC here, some DC here. So what is it? Why you are using here to regulate the or to maintain the constant voltages at the load side? Where you can use here this setup we are using here, this hybrid UPS you are using here, a critical loads, critical and emergency loads, a very emergency as well as critical loads we are using. Whenever you are getting the more fluctuations in the power, okay, more fluctuations or more nothing but the power is low powers and high powers. On that cases, we are using this online UPSs, nothing but hybrid UPS. Whenever you are getting more fluctuations in the power, on that cases fluctuations, you are using this hybrid. Because why? Because of this ferro resonant transformer. What is the function of this ferro resonant transformer? To maintain the constant voltage at any instant or any voltages under at any current levels. Now see this. Now see this. This is ferro resonant transformer. It can maintain a constant voltage at any voltage levels, at any voltage as well as the current levels. So why? Whenever you get the more fluctuations, whenever you get, so in the system, on the time you are using this hybrid UPS as well as critical loads as well as the emergency loads, we are using this type of hybrid UPS. Okay, then this is a very old method. This is very old method, motor generated sets. So this so now see this a motor and a generator and a motor, sorry, a synchronous motor, a motor and a generator, we are coupled here by using some flywheel mechanism. So mechanical, so it so some flywheel nothing but the a mechanical energy storage is nothing but it can regulate the speed of the devices, a flywheel mechanism. Remember why you are using this flywheel? To regulate the speed of this devices. So whenever there is a power interruption, what will happen? So what is this generator is normally here? So it can convert some mechanical energy to the electrical. This is very old method. Whenever there is a power interruption is happening, you know that in marriages and all other things in some areas we are using this motor and the generator sets. Some generator sets. Simply, most of the cases we are using this generated sets. On that time you are observe this generated set. Okay, so in mechanical nothing but some diesel engine is there. So that diesel engine is rotating this generator. So this generator output is connected to the load. So that is also some diesel engine and the generator set. Here we can consider as a generator and motor in this case to maintain the constant voltage. Here nothing but constant voltage is nothing but to maintain the simple way you can consider this motor generator sets. Simply you can maintain the uninterrupted powers. Simply, but these are very slower devices. So when the power is gone, so someone is he is inspecting and on the generator sets and all other things are happening. So this is somewhat it take the more time to regulate the power. Then last one, most important one, static work compensator. So it has two types, TCR and TSC. TCR and TSCs. So TCR means a thyristor control reactor. TCR means here a thyristor control reactor. This is the schematic diagram, single line diagram, schematic diagram. So in this one, in the here, these are there. All the things are there. So this is the some TCR. This we can call it as TCR. This entire thing we can call it TCR. Thyristor control reactor. So I think in the FACTS flexible AC transmission systems, so we are going to discuss in deeply with these TCRs and TSCs, these compensation devices. These are the shunt compensation devices, some static work compensations, nothing but the so DSTATCOM. We have some different type DSTATCOM, UPFCs, or UPQCs, TCSC. TSSC and so on. There are a lot of devices are there for compensating the power or compensating the voltages. Lot of devices are there. This is the basic diagram. So this is what this TCR is did here. So it can compensate the output voltages. It has some fixed capacitor banks. Now see this to provide the leading reactive power. To provide the leading reactive power. So this capacitor bank. This capacitor bank will provide the leading reactive power. Okay, then what? Then nothing but a simply of LC, LC filter, a simply of LC. But series here, a series. Most of the cases an LC filter can connect it as shunt. A series cases here, a series. So what will happen? This inductance is what is the use of this inductance here? You see this. You can cancel all the parts of the capacitance that is produced by these lines. So nothing but this combination will clean the harmonic distortions caused by the thyristors. Harmonic distortions caused by this thyristors. LCDs can filter, simply a filter. How this is connected to the system? Now see this. I will draw this here. I will draw here. So this is the source Vs. This is the transformer. So this is the impedance. This is the load. Where you can connect this one? A point of common coupling. It is connected in PCC. It is connected in PCC. Point of common coupling. You know that? What is that? Point of common coupling.
How to select that point of common coupling? Where you can get the more number of faults in the system. So this way I can assume it as a PCC. In this PCC, we are by using some transformer. Remember, this any type of devices, DSC or DVR or DSTATCOM. DVR is not come to this one because this is the series device. DSTATCOM and UPFCs and UPQCs, TSSCs and so on is connected all the device by using this some another transformer. A transformer we call it as a linear transformer. For higher the voltage levels, each phase, for suppose you have three-phase system, for three phases we are using the three linear transformers. For lower the voltage levels, some distribution side, you are connecting these TSCs. On that side, you are connecting a single transformer is sufficient to connect this here. Here, this is the device. You are connected in this way. Connected this way to the lines, single line diagram. For three phases, this is the transformer. For three phases, we are connecting three different transformers. For higher the voltage levels, we are considered because you know that for three phases, you are not get the all the phases as some problems. Each phase you will get the different power quality issues. You know, for the three phases, you know that some phase will get the higher the voltage levels, some phase will get the lower the voltage levels in some cases. So on that time you are connected this a single a linear transformer by using these three devices. So whenever on which fault, on which line you will get the fault, that line is regulated. Okay, so three phases, nothing but phase A, phase B, phase C will get the three transformers, linear transformers. By using these three linear transformers, we are connecting this TSC or TCF, whatever. This is a shunt connected device. So so another type is a switched capacitor here, a thyristor switched capacitor here. So this one also same. So this one also same. Vs, some transformer. We can show some impedance here, some load. So we can identify the PCC. We can connect this device by using the same transformer. Same. Yes. Some same process. But here instead of now see here instead of inductances, here we are using some thyristors. Okay, we are using some thyristors. At the same time, we are using some capacitive banks is common in this case, and you can see this is the same diagram. You can see the only difference is here we are considering the inductances. Here we are considering some thyristors. Okay, so this will also use it to reduce the some transients in the system. Okay, so now that is about the some devices for voltage regulations. These devices, these 7 devices. Okay, next we are going to see the some small topic, one more topic, utility voltage regulation applications. Voltage regulation application. This voltage regulations, this utility voltage regulators can divide into the two types: line drop compensator and regulators in series. Regulators in series. Regulators means here you know that static power compensators. Okay, regulators. Those are the regulators. Okay, these compensators. These all are comes under the compensators. Nothing but DVR, DSTATCOM, UPFCs, UPQCs, TSS, TCS. All are comes under the regulators. Okay, you see this. This is the three-phase system. This is the three-phase system. So this is the three-phase system. But three phases, each phase A, phase A, you can consider the and separate transformer and separate device.
A phase B, you are considering the separate transformer or separate device. Similarly, phase C also. What is the advantage of connecting three phases separately for three devices? What is the advantage? You don't know which phase will get the power quality issues or voltage drops. There is no use for acting the or you can inject the voltages or currents at three phases. You see this. You see this single. I will draw the on one waveform. See this carefully. You can understand this one. For suppose you can assume it as time t phase A. Okay, I can change the color. Oh, okay. This is another phase. You can another phase. So I may take this phase as the some problem. No, see this. No, see this. This phase has the problem. Out of the three phases, only phase C, for suppose C. C is getting the voltage sag as well or interruption, whatever it may be. So what? So on this time, this device only will operate. This C, whatever the phase C connected device is only operate. Or you are combining these three devices, you are using only one device. What will happen? The entire phases will get affected. So we'll get injected the some voltages or currents in the system. So on that time, it may also leads to the some issues. So that's why in the large power, whenever you get the accuracy or more accurate outputs. So for three phases systems, you are connected the three different devices for each phases. I hope you understand this why you are connecting and each phase as a single device. As we see this, all the things, you see this, you see this, you see this. This is the this examples. So this is also for three phases. We are connecting three different transformers to regulate. So you don't know which phase will get the problem. So on that phase, regulating device is only operate. Then only will get the better outputs. This is one of the best example cases. Okay, this is one of the example. Now see this. Now see this. We are moving to the line drop compensator. Now see this. What is line drop compensator? So now see this. Why we require this line drop compensators? Why we require? First of all, you can see this. Why we require this line drop compensators? First of all, okay. For suppose you are operating transformer. For suppose you are operating transformer of high voltage transformer. What will happen? What will happen? So when the transformer is operated on the higher the voltages. Okay, higher the voltages. So when it is operated in the, for suppose it is some 11 kV, so it is operated 11.5 kV because of some regulating problem. So on that time, what will happen? It produces some harmonic currents in the system. So this harmonic currents are injected into the customer devices. Customer is also facing this problem. It will lead to some flickers in the system, some low voltages and high voltages, some flickers in the system. And human eye can identify that. We can call it as a flicker, some on and off flickers. At the same time, higher the voltage levels will creates the or increase the power demand, which may leads to what will happen? Which may leads to the some reduction of the efficiencies. It may leads to the reduction of the resistance, because whenever the load is increased, what will happen? The voltage is drops. This is the best example. So that's why in our distribution area, for suppose we have some apartment is there. In the apartment, we are considering the separate transformer. Why? Why? Because why you are using some separate transformers? For government is insisting a mandatory condition that for the apartments or group houses, we maintain the, or you can put the some special transformers. Why? Because of you can maintain the constant voltage levels, or you can maintain the loads constantly. Okay, for that purposes we are using these transformers. So to eliminate these all the things, okay, or to level up the voltages in the output side, we are using this line drop compensator. You can see this. The purpose of line drop compensator is to level the output voltage. Okay, so how to level this voltage levels? Level the output is at a constant level. You know that. See this. Vs again. Once again, I draw this Vs. This is Z. This is Vr. So this Z, you can maintain this Z is a constant. So that's why you can maintain the output is a constant voltage. To maintain Z is a constant. How this Z is constant? So this load is constant. You know, you cannot, but load is constant. Never possible. Load is constant. You cannot estimate whether that load is constant. You don't know whether that load is constant. So that's why you regulate the output voltage at constant levels. So one of the devices is line drop compensator. Yeah, you already discussed some online UPSs, some static wire compensators, utility tap change and transformers. Like this, one of the another device is the this line drop compensator. So this line drop compensator operation is very simple. It can regulate the, or it can maintain the output. Output is a constant voltage level. Then how to regulate that constant voltage level? Now see this, a simple single line diagram here. A single line diagram. A single line diagram here. You see this. You first of all you see this. If the line, this is the line, has no line compensator. If you see this, this is the voltage drop. A sudden load is on in the system. A sudden load is a heavy load is on. A voltage drop is occurred in the system. Now this is the line. So this is the line. So yeah, this is connected. This line we are connecting this device. This device. This is line drop compensator. You are connecting this device, this line, in this point, you are connecting this device. So very simple. This device we are connected by using some current transformer as well as some potential transformer. It can measure how much amount of current is drawn in the drop in the system, how much amount of voltage is drop in the system. It is also very much similar to this one. This is also very much similar to the tap change and transformer. It is also similar to this one. But here in this case we are using some thyristors to identify the level of voltages. Here in this case, what is this line drop compensator? Here in this case we are using say an current transformer and voltage transformer is used to identify the level of voltages and currents. So this is the tap changing transformer again. Tap changing transformer. Here on that case we are using the parallel trunk device. Here in this case we are using the an electrical equipment is nothing but a potential transformer as well as the current transformer to measure the level of current as well as the voltage in the system. Based on this level of voltages and the current in the system, these taps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The tap are changes. Tappings are changes. Okay. Now see this, how to calculate this one. So you have to calculate the some here the resistance as well as the inductance in this cases. The only difference is we are calculating the how much resistance drop is there in the line as well as inductance. So that we can calculate it by using this formula. This is the standard setting. So this is the setting as nothing but this is the line drop compensator value. You can setting this value. Whenever this value changes, so it will count the tap changer 1, 2, 3 and so on according to this values. So this is the resistances and inductances is calculated from the line. So this is the rating of the current transformer as well as the voltage transformer. This is the R. Sorry, this is the R and X. This is the R and X's. This is the R and X values. This is the rating of the current transformer as well as the potential transformer. So based on this one, this formula, we are calculating how much Z is there, how much Z drop is there, how much Z drop is there in the system. If the Z is, how much Z is increases, nothing but impedance is increasing in the system. You know that any deviation which leads to the impedance changes in the system. So how much Z is reduced in the system, how much Z is increased in the system. So it is simply of Z. It is simply of Z. Simply of Z. So according to this impedance value, so by using it calculated by using this formula, so these tabs, now see these tabs, this tab are changes. Okay, now this is connected in this one. The same, it is look like this one here. This one, it is look like this one. Okay. Okay, we have calculated this inductance as well as resistance values by using this form. So another application is this series regulators in the series. A very rare cases. Remember, this series regulators are using very rare cases. What is the applications where why some rare cases? As I said, rare cases. What is this rare cases? These are the some applications we are using this series regulators. Some best example is DVR or TS. So DVR, the best example, one of the best examples, dynamic voltage resistor is connected in series with the system. So whenever you want the or you can maintain some irrigation, some mining loads and maintain a constants. So whenever you want some initial some time delay settings on that cases, some series compensation you are using. This is the some applications we are using. But there are some losses is also there, some drawbacks is also there. There are more drawbacks is also there in the system. So these are the some drawbacks. These are the some drawbacks in the system while you are using this voltage regulator. Okay. So now see this one more this diagram. Now see this. Sorry. Now see this. Just one more minute, please. Now see this. Series compensation device. Now see this series compensator. You can look at this series compensator. You can see this. Here we are connecting the series compensator is like this. Series compensator. Connecting a series compensator by using the transform. A linear, again linear. Where we are using three-phase system, we are using 3 lines to connect it. This is VS, this is the VS. Now see this simple waveform, a voltage profile. This is the base value. This is the base value. 100 volts is the base voltage. So you know that plus or minus 5% or 2 plus or minus 10% is allowed. So because based on this voltage profile, now see this. Now see this. So this line, this you can see this. I am drawing this red line. So this will leads to the loads that will nothing but I I mean voltage drop, nothing but sudden changes in the loads will leads to the some sudden load on here on this case. Again it will leads to the normal cases, off cases, and nothing but normal cases. Again some voltage drop because of some on. So now see, because of this using these devices, now see after load rejection voltage profile is like this will achieved by using this series regulators. Okay, so thank you for participating today's class. So next class we are going to discuss the